Rachel Parker. She's a high school senior who's grown up here. So like I said, she's grown up here, so she has sat where you guys are sitting right now. She's come to blast, and she has some fond memories. And she's going to talk to you guys tonight about something very personal and hopefully life-changing for you. So I ask that you give her your utmost respect because it's a very sensitive topic.
Okay, hi. So yeah, I'm going to share my testimony for you guys today. And I just want to give you a little background of my life. I would say like I had a normal Christian life. I had a nice-sized family, my mom, dad, brother, sister, and I accepted Christ, whatever, in my heart whenever I was about 5. And then I was baptized, and then I was around 13. And then high school started, and I thought that was one of the biggest changes of my life. Until May 27, 2010. It was a normal day, like any other school day, waking up early and dead. Until I heard about what happened. I saw my mom in the hallway, and she works at the high school, so that was not anything different than seeing her in the hallway like before. Until I saw the look of concern on her face, and I just kept walking, but it didn't feel right. So I turned around, and I asked her what was up. She took me into the office and told me that my dad was struck by a truck while riding on his bicycle. And as soon as I heard that, I was just in tears. I don't know if he was okay at that point, but I asked my mom, what is wrong, all the injuries and stuff like that. And she had an idea. The only thing that she knew was that he was down in Oakland at the hospital there, and he was in the Trauma 1 care, which is the most intensive care at a hospital. And once we got to the hospital, which was the longest 20 minutes of my life, we got there and the doctor told us more what happened. The driver got distracted and he swerved and accidentally hit my dad. And my dad's helmet flew off, and so that caused a lot of injuries, and it broke many bones and it broke his neck. And the main injury that they were concerned about was the bleeding in his head. And really at this point, we had absolutely no idea if he was going to survive. But every second that we had, we prayed to God, asking him to heal him and just keep him out of pain. But all throughout going to the hospital, we went to room after room after room, and I don't remember how many rooms we went to. But the last room that we went to, I remember way too well. We went in there, and it was just family and a few friends, close friends, and Pastor Scott, and actually an old pastor that was here before came with us too. And when we went in there, another doctor came in, and some other person, and they told us that they couldn't stop the bleeding in his head, and he died. So whenever I heard that, I was in complete shock. The room fell silent. I didn't realize anyone crying or even myself crying. But until I looked at my mom and I saw her face, and as soon as I saw her face, it became real. And my dad is dead. And it just hit me then. And then my mom somehow had the guts to come around to each one of her kids and asked us to tell her where he was now, which is heaven. And so she wanted to make sure we knew where he was. And then somehow she had the guts to say these 4 simple words, God is still good. I don't know how she said that at that time, and it took me a long time to realize why she said those words. Because even in the hardest times of life, God is still good. Because he was always there for you, holding your hand. Just like it says in the Bible in Psalm 73:23, yet I am always with you, you hold me by my right hand. And then, so about a year went by, and the first year of losing anyone is very difficult, going through holidays or birthdays and just little things like that. And then things started becoming normal again. But then one day, I got a call from my friend. This is another day I remember perfectly because it was the day after my brother's wedding. And I got a call from my friend, and she told me that our other friend's mom passed away from cancer. And I was just broken because I knew how my friend was feeling with losing a parent. And it felt right to just comfort her and remind her that God is with her no matter what, even in the hardest times, even when it doesn't even seem like it. Because once again, in the Bible, it says, in Deuteronomy 31:6, it says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified, because the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." That is probably my favorite verse ever, just because how amazing it is. He will never leave you or forsake you, no matter what. And then about 3 months later, my mom got a call from my grandma saying that my uncle died. And just again, I was not understanding why all these deaths were happening in less than 2 years. But I felt like I had to comfort my cousins. So I just was trying to tell them everything will be okay. God is there, and just things like that. But all throughout the incidents, there's this verse that came to me. It's one of those verses that will stay with me forever too. It's Psalm 68:5. He is the father to the fatherless. And this verse is so very true. And even though I don't have an earthly dad anymore, I have a heavenly father. But I didn't realize this all by myself. I had people at church, I have a family at church, and my friends and family in general too. But they helped me stay and help me be encouraged and stay strong. And also a few big things that I realized is God doesn't want to hurt me, and He also doesn't want any deaths to happen. And He certainly does not want me to walk away from Him. There are still days where I don't trust God, but I'm human. We all have those days, and that's okay. But in the times of doubt, sadness, or anything like that, God will be there with you every step of the way. And the Lord will love you always, no matter what. You just need to remember in the hardest or even in the best times of your life, God is still good.